Hey guys, Sivat here, aka Piggy, and I'm back with another Eve Echoes video. This weekend, we've actually had a holiday weekend, so I've been pretty busy. I was also trying to get things managed for the channel and get everything set up. So, doing all of that, I don't have a lot of time to make another video today, but I will have a proper video for us starting tomorrow. So today we're actually going to end up doing a little bit of a story time. In order to do so, let's come here and take a look. Alright. So like I said, I'm more of a PvE guy. I don't actually do a lot of PvP, but I do go out every so often, and I do like to do God's work and eliminate a lot of the bot miners that are around. So I would hop into my Breacher Assault and do a lot of, well, miner killing. Well, again, like I said, I don't actually do a lot of the PvP. So I jumped into my Breacher Assault one day, was skipping around from place to place, looking for miners, jumping through point 1, point 2, point 3, checking out all the minefields. It had been quite some time. Well, I finally found some. And I went in for the attack, tried to scram them down. Well, I guess warp disrupt them down in this case here. Didn't work. Thought it was funny. So, I tried again. What I failed to realize was I was not in point 4. I was in point 5. I didn't get my miner kills that day. The cops showed up. Yeah, the cops showed up. When the cops showed up, they spoiled my fun. Took out my Breacher Assault. They didn't give me a warning, a ticket, nothing like that. Nothing that a proper cop would do. They just straight up shot me. All I was trying to do was eliminate some bots from the server. Is it a crime to eliminate bots from the server? I don't think so. But tell me what you think. Regardless, the cops blew me up. And I lost quite a bit. I did go back and pick up my loot, but that was the end of my poor Breacher Assault. It was a sad day. It was a very sad day. But I did learn my lesson to make sure you're in a point 4 or lower when you go out trying to do God's work and eliminating the bots. Now, before that, I did lose ships. I lost my Harbinger prototype. That one I actually lost in a mission of T6. This was after the patch. Once the patch went through, I was being a little bit more ballsy than I should have been, and wasn't giving it respect. And the last wave spawned, and I got hit with so many scrams I couldn't think straight. Well, I did fight and kill most of them. I actually got them all dead except for one. But that's all it took. And by the time I actually got to that one, they had me down. It was a good fight, but I didn't manage to pull it out and ended up losing my prototype. Let's see, before that, I had my retriever. So, this retriever, I was actually being stupid in. And so I went out to a specific spot to actually use my retriever. And I had gone back and forth many times, so I wasn't too scared. I always watched out, and I was careful. I went out to Nullsec to actually to get some minerals and sell them. Well, one Friday night there was a lot of gate camps, and I actually passed through the same gate camp with 2 Aura Warp Core stabilizers, and I passed through it maybe 3 times that evening. Never had any type of issues. Later in the night, though, I decided, it seems like there's more and more people there every time I go through. So I upped it to 3 Aura Warp Core stabilizers instead of my shield extender. So I did that, and I went through, and I managed to get through the one side of the gate. Went out, did some mining, and, well, I dropped my ore off out in Nullsec at a station because I did end up getting attacked. And I was going to head back, and it was going to be my last trip out there. It was getting too hot for my blood. There was getting a lot of PvP action out there, and it wasn't safe for an Oracle. So I went back through, and these guys here managed to lock me down and take me out because I wasn't giving the gate camp the respect it deserved. I think what was happening is every time I went through there, they're like, man, he made it through again. We gotta get more people. And they did that until finally they were actually able to take me out. Before the Retriever was the Prophecy, I also lost the Prophecy to a gate camp. I would say a day or two right before I lost the Retriever. Now this one here was a very stupid loss because it was a loss that was my fault. Before this loss, I'd actually never ran into a gate camp. So when I ran into a gate camp with this guy, I didn't even know I ran into a gate camp because at the time I actually had my autopilot set to the quickest. So it was finding the quickest path. It'll go through nullsec, anything like that, and I didn't care because I never ran into any problems, and it was not something that I had ever had to deal with, so I didn't know and didn't give it the respect it deserved. Also, what I would do is I would go to work and I would start a mission like the night before. I would do the flying out on my first break at work. I would, do a wave, leave, come back on my lunch break, do a wave or two, leave, and then the same thing when I go home. Well, I managed to finish the mission that I was on my lunch break. So after my lunch break, I set my autopilot to actually go back to base, my main base. And I came back on my last break for the day to find myself just chilling in a pod. Because I was not following my character while it was warping through null and low sec. Yep. So lesson learned there. That was the first time I ran into a gate camp, and after that, I have been giving gate camps and low and null sec the respect it deserves. Before that, I had a bunch of Caracal navies. This Caracal, or not a bunch of Caracal navies, I had a Caracal navy issue. This one I actually lost a super soft drink. I was using this Caracal navy to run Sweet Poison, and I would run Sweet Poison over and over again with a long range fit. Well, I went to a short range fit using the Republic Fleet medium rapids here, and I went to go do a T6, and I thought because it was a T6 again and I had been doing those T10s doing the range tank, I was like, this isn't going to be a problem. Well, everything spawned on me, ended up taking me out, lost my ship. Again, gotta give even those smaller missions respect it deserves and not try to be on the spawn. And this was pre the patch too, so my fits weren't very good, and my abilities were not nearly what they are now. Oh well. Obviously I didn't learn my lesson because I did the same thing with this Harbinger prototype later. We'll see if I ever do learn my lesson. Before that I had a Caracal trainer, and this was back when I first started, and I lost quite a few Caracal trainers. All of them was because I was trying to farm out in low sec. I was trying to do anomalies. And at the time, anomalies were a hot place for pirates, and each one of these, I don't even think there was a warp scram. They would warp in, and I would just try to fight them along with all of the rats, and I was at a big disadvantage, but, figured somebody warped in and wanted to attack me, I'd attack back. Tried to make the best of it. Lost every single one, as you can see. But I did actually have fun fighting. So it was a pretty good time. It wasn't too bad. Oh, except for one of these. One of these I actually got, and I think it was this one. Pretty sure it was this one. One of these, one of the first two that I did, I was actually out in a low-sec area, and I was farming T5 anomalies. And I was doing that for some time. Again, I would actually log in and do a couple of T5 anomalies while I was at work on my breaks at the time. And this is when I learned not to accept random fleet invites. There was somebody who invited me to a fleet, and I did join the fleet, and we did a mission or two, or an encounter or two at the time. And after the encounter or two was finished, there was a third encounter that we jumped into. And when we jumped into that one, we cleared out the first wave, and then when the next wave popped, I think he warped out, and so all of the rats were on me, and then warped back in with the buddy, and they ended up killing me. So valuable lesson learned there. Now I do not accept random fleet invites, But I think that was a pretty funny loss. At the time, I was a little bit upset about it, but hey, pirate's gonna pirate, right? All in all, there's a ton of stories of loss, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a ton more. But that does lead me to the last thing I want to say here. It's been led to my attention that LoSec is nowhere near as safe as it used to be. Somebody showed me a video, and in that video they were showing where they took out an oracle and they were hunting for the actual new battleships in LoSec and people flying through, where they use a mass amount of people to be able to kill you before the guns are able to actually take you out. So I guess I'm just trying to give a PSA to that. If you do fly around in LoSec, be careful and watch out, because now you're going to have to try to treat it like every other nullsec area and gate camps. Well, that's kind of it for story time today and my PSA announcement. I hope everybody has had a great holiday if you do celebrate it. If not, take care. Have a wonderful evening. If you like content like this and want to hear more, go ahead and let me know in the comments. And subscribe if you like the channel. Thank you very much.